Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the finals edition of the Queensland Premier League Bowl Show. I'm the host. You know, the Doge once went to a feminist rally. Did you know that, Bakes?
I believe that.
Yeah. I came home with my shirt ironed and a sandwich.
Wow. Why did I buy into that? Jesus. What about
anyway,
right?
it's finals weekend. Welcome, Bakesy boy.
How we going, mate?
Good, mate. I'm excited.
Big week.
I am Big Kev this week. I'm excited. Of course, and also our special guest tonight is the GOAT of bowls, the modern day GOAT, Aaron Sheriff. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, Doge. Thanks, Bakes. No, it's good to be here, and it's exciting times with the finals coming up on the weekend.
Yeah, you looking forward to the finals, mate? You got a big showing, double crack at the big dance.
Yeah, can't wait. Last week we had a chance to finish top, but we failed. So looking to bounce back and. Yeah, things are totally different to last year. Last year we just scraped into finals. So this year we've got a second chance, so hopefully we can utilise that.
Got a pretty good squad, so should be a nice little send-off for Bester, mate. Hoping for a good send-off.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a lot of good guys, young fellas that are hungry, and obviously with Bester moving on, it'd be a perfect way to send him off to win another Premier League.
He must be loving those early Friday finishes, Bester. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure once he starts working at Muzzy, the early finishes on a Friday would be great.
They're a myth.
Make sure that you comment and share the page this week and get as many questions out to Bakes, myself, and Omar as you can, and look forward to finals weekend. So, of course, our sponsors for the show are Smith & Co. Realty.
Stick with them for now.
We'll stick with it. And, of course, Paradise Point Bowls Club, home of the Dolphins. Always a nice night of bowls here going on every Thursday night. Always a good feed here at Paradise as well. And we thank Kat and the team for their support throughout the season. Our Premier League sponsors are Lawn Bowls to You. Obviously, our naming rights sponsors, Lawn Bowls to You, so we're doing a great job this season, Jason and his team. And
I believe they've taken on not only selling arrows now, they've got Henslide and Taylor, I think, on board as well, so they're selling both, so they broaden their market up. So Lawn Bowls to You, if you've got any lawn bowls needs, make sure you give Jason Curry a call. Yeah,
absolutely. And, of course, the Gold Coast District live stream, who put on our show every week.
The Guru.
Good old intro for John Blackman over there. Robbie Allen. How you going, Robbie?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, guys.
Looking forward to the weekend, mate.
Oh, it's going to be a great weekend. Absolutely brilliant.
You'll be pulling an all-nighter Friday night, won't you, just to get things set up perfectly?
No. I'm going to get a good night's sleep.
Nice brand new bowls office
sleep.
To set himself up in. Nice corner office, windows. He's loving it.
I've got a few hecklers in the crowd tonight too over there, so Duggo. Looking forward to your comments tonight, Robbie. I want to hear a bit of noise from you tonight, mate.
Yeah, I think this set the tone for next year, mate. You might get a little bit more involved this week. I think really chime in. Maybe break my balls too. Have your opinion on Dojo's break the balls?
You guys do okay. I mean, a lot of people say that they don't understand my lingo. So I'll just keep it at that.
All right, let's get into the last week's. We'll get through the last week's rounds first because it's just a single game. We'll get it out of the way so we can talk finals. And the results. Some of the results made a difference to where people finished, so we'll quickly crack on and get through them. Obviously, the top two spots was up for grabs.
The playoff for the minor premiership. So we had. And obviously just to get into the 5, and that was one of our big games with the first game where Tweed Heads taken on Helensvale. So whoever won this was going to be in the 5. And Tweed, 50 on 2 rinks, only just getting the better of Helensvale, 48 on 1 rink. Gary Kelly, 18, just got the better of Brett Wilkie, 17. Corey Wedlock over Nathan Rice, 14. And Peter Taylor going down to Matty Lucas, 17. So tight game. That would have been at Tweed Heads too, obviously. Like we said, they were both opportunity to make the 5, so it was a do or die for them both, and Tweed only just getting the better of them, so it would have been a cracker.
Would have been some
game to watch.
Would have been some feeling in that game, especially across those scores.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Tweed too for getting into the finals. They were my pick at the start of the season to go all the way, so I'll have to still ride them, but they're going to have to do it the hard way.
They played for the Nigel Smith Shield as well.
Yeah,
they
inaugural
did.
one. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
too.
I think they made just over $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that event. So well done, Tweed, for putting that on. And we all used to love Nigel. Was a great guy. And
and it's a shield, so it's obviously going to be an annual thing for them. So
really good.
Keep an eye out for that next year. And
yeah, it's fantastic to recognise people that have had a huge impact in our sport. So well done to Helensvale and Tweed Heads on that. That's it's amazing initiative.
Yeah, not
Massive.
many people out there that have been involved in bowls for a while wouldn't know Nigel, and one of the true gentlemen of the sport.
Was.
Yeah, I think no one had ever a bad thing to say about him. So
No.
it's a fantastic cause, and good on Tweed and Helensvale.
Hopefully bigger and better next year, Sue.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I just can't think of just before we get on to the next game. I just can't think of. Robbie, do you know of a time where Helensvale haven't been in the Premier League final?
It's a mighty fine question. That's probably something for like Paul Vardy to answer. He's normally our
Stats guru.
Stats guru.
I can't think of anything in the last decade where Helensvale haven't been in the finals. So
I've
Yeah,
got a
be
funny
hard-pressed.
idea
Be
that
hard-pressed.
there was one in the last 5 or 6 years. I got that in the back of the mind, but I'm
They
sorry,
missed.
I forgot
I think
to
they
check
missed
it
the
out.
pennant finals last year.
Yeah, well, that would have been
That's probably what you're
another first.
thinking
Oh,
of.
could have been
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Could have been that.
well, I can't think of anything in the last decade.
Well, I've been up here for 6 years, and I don't remember missing the finals in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So.
So yeah, that's a big deal. Like especially like a club like that missing out in finals. So it just shows how strong the comp's been going. You're getting smasher comments over there. I'm getting nothing over here, Bakesy.
Yeah. Anthony Hughes is saying who shot the sheriff.
Yeah, no one yet.
Yeah, no one yet. What is your pre-game routine, Aaron? What's your
Mine?
pre-game routine, mate?
Oh, I don't really have one. Just to keep it chilled, keep it relaxed. Yeah, I
Don't
don't
put the
really.
old Dre beats on and get in the locker room and
No, I'm no Snelly. Yeah, no, I just like to chill out, just get amongst the team, just take it easy, watch the races, watch a bit of footy, something like that, and just go out and do my thing.
nice. Anthony Hughes says, "Hey Robbie." And Michael Smith asked if Mr. Sheriff is in beast mode again, which I don't think he ever leaves
Smithers.
beast mode, mate.
Yeah, no, that's actually a funny story. Last year, Smithers played in my rink for
Raymond
the
Terrace, of
Raymond
course,
Terrace,
yeah.
So I had about 3 or 4 really good ends in a row, and just said to Smithers,
That's
just
odd for you, mate. That's
yeah, I know, 3 or 4. I know it was rare, but I just said to Smithers, I think I'm in beast mode here, brother.
Yeah,
I said, stand back and watch this. So
it's pretty to watch. I've
yeah,
seen
no,
that
it's,
before.
we just so.
Stay out of his way.
I
if
often,
you're ever playing with him, just says
I often have a little banter with Smithers just about that sort of thing.
he's
So
good
no, it's
for
just
that.
all in jest, and it was good fun.
he can play himself too. The lad,
Absolutely,
He's been around
yeah.
a long time.
100%.
Ingest, are we allowed to do ingest on the show, Bakes?
We need to be choose our words carefully.
Colin Blaine says, could have been about 5 years when Premier League started, so the 5th year, he reckons, in Premier League. We've been going 21 years, so it's been about 16 years.
Yeah, well, I've been in Queensland about 14 or 15. I can never remember him missing out, let alone finishing out of the top 3, really.
Yeah, good question, Tracy. We'll get to that a bit later in the show, but it's a good question. We'll stay tuned and we'll get to that one for you. All right, Blackman, next one.
Well, we're getting through them quickly.
I was smashing it. Algester, Paradise Point. Algester 62 defeated Paradise Point 47, and this obviously secured Algester's spot in the finals.
Yeah,
so
it's great to see.
pretty crazy run home for them. They went
7 in a row or something.
Yeah, I think they dropped one game in the last 7 or 8. But yeah, massive run for them, and congratulations to the All-Stars on getting in.
It was good to see Matty Bouse come up and be involved in the only rink of that loss that weekend. Too.
Shout out to you, Bousey.
Definitely, a worthy marquee player for the Algester. That was good. I'm sure he'll be sitting at home watching because he gave me a bit of crap earlier about being on the show. So, love you, buddy.
18-22, Cohen, Wilson Alexander over Cohen Lippman. 25, Glenn Pitts defeated Desi Can 13. and Nico Gosley 19 defeated Kobe Barton 12. So it would have been a bit of feeling in that game. Obviously, a few All-Stars now playing for the Dolphins, and
they would have enjoyed that one, Algesser, I'm sure. Like I said, it secured their spot and getting a better of their old teammates.
Might have been a bit of a different game if they were both vying for that position, but I think Algesser just probably wanted it a bit more, and Paradise knew their season was over. But congratulations to the All-Stars. Good luck on the weekend. That wasn't too bad.
Very nice. Alrighty, next up we had Pine Rivers taking on Broadbeach. This was for the minor premiership. Pine Rivers at home were a bit too good on 57 on 2 rinks. Defeated Broadbeach 41 on 1 rink. Aaron Houston 20, got the better of Ryan George, Peter Bester 12. Ryan Burnett 23. Just Pippin, or actually quite comfortably beaten Aaron Richardson Tees 14. And Chris Roseanne's 14. Just got pipped to my man here, Aaron Sheriff 15. So it's a good win for you, mate. Secured your
top skipper.
Yeah, well,
I think you had to get beat by about 20 or something.
No, I think it was about 7 or 8. I think it was. So, no, I was looking a bit sketchy on the last end, but look, obviously Pine are hard to beat at home.
Yep.
We were in the hunt early, but their front end played really, really well, and their back end consolidated on it. So they deserved the win, and maybe that was just that little wake-up call and bit of reality check that we needed heading into finals.
Some say it doesn't hurt to have a loss just before a final series.
That's right.
You know, it's like I said, it's a whole new competition now. The regular season's done, so it's going to be an interesting weekend. It's going to be looking at the weather forecast, and judging by today, if it's anything like today, it's going to be real tricky because it was blowing an absolute gale up on the hill. But we're expecting a little bit of rain, and hopefully that wind stays away. If it's a bit of rain, it's all right, but if it's windy too, it's going to be nice and tricky for everyone. But well done to Pine and the minor premiership, and that's a job well done. Excellent. Good season.
Yeah, I think they finished first and second in the top and Reggie. So.
Yeah.
They're always pretty consistent in both grades, aren't they? They have been, as long as I've been up here, they've both their top and Resis have been sort of in the top 2 or 3 teams. So, consistent club.
Yes.
All right, I'll let you get the pleasure of reading this one
thanks,
out,
mate.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. 65-49. Fergo 14 was beaten by Shannon Giddo's 16. Nice little last win there from mate Lauren before he went back to the States. Dale 32, Dale McWhinney Shillington 32 defeated Dean McWhinney 17. So
Battle of the Brothers.
Dale's runners were on fire that night. He was burning. Yeah. And Benny Twist 19 defeated Wisey 16 on the last end. Actually, it was a really good game of bowls, and they got away early, and we came back and tricky. It was windy as hell up early, and good game. Good night.
That obviously you can lose from there, but now that the season's over, is the club looking forward now to possible relegation and starting to?
I don't know if they're looking forward to that, but
looking forward as in ahead.
Absolutely.
No, I'm sure they're not excited about it. No, but
I definitely think they'll sit down and have a discussion about what happened this season and see what ways they can fix things into the relegation period, and obviously try and strengthen their side through pennant, and look forward to bouncing back for next season. And
I've heard whispers of a club not going again next year, so you might might get the day saved yet.
That's interesting.
We'll see.
I didn't know Broadbeach.
So we haven't even finished this season, and I've already hearing that. So that's a bit of a mayday.
Oh, he's still with us.
There's a rumour mill for you. Obviously that's not how you want to stay in a competition. You want to earn your way into it, but if that happens, then that's good for the Power. But I'm sure they'll sit down and have a chat, and they'll come back bigger and better. I'm sure they will. They're a great club, and they love playing Premier League. So I think they're the only foundation club from day dot.
It is, yeah. It's
so
some sort of special dispensation there, maybe.
That's not how I roll, mate. You know that.
Money joking. It's all in jest. So.
We do in jest here.
We do.
Alrighty, Robbie. Here we have our next Capalaba taking on Enoggera. So 57 Capalaba on 2 rinks, just getting the better of Enoggera, 55 on 1 rink. Jacob Nelson 15 going down to Harley McDonald 22. Brad Piper 23 getting the better of Ryan Digby 16, and Kane Nelson 19 had a solid win against the ever-solid Brendan Egan, 17. So good win for Capalaba. Finished off their season strong and kept them in that sort of top half of the bottom half, if that makes sense. Like around that 6 or 7 mark. So, not a bad first year in for them.
Yeah, no, they're good. Actually, big shout out to. I didn't skip every game this year, but I know when we played them and a couple of games that he skipped, Brad Piper's had a pretty good season. He played pretty good against us. He was playing 3 for Fish when we played him, but
it's going to be interesting to see what he does now, because obviously before this he was at Carina, and whether the Carina are going again as one of your possible relegation oppositions. So interesting to see what he does. Did he enjoy it enough to stay there, or is he going to head back to Carina like a few of the other boys?
Yeah, interesting
to see what happens there.
Don't know. Huey says, "Get the Doge back to lead is the key." You're probably right there, mate. You're pretty fair. You're fair there, mate.
Alan Howard says, "What's with the they and them, Doja? You were leaving us."
Hey,
what's with the they and them? I don't think he's talking about pronouns, but are you leaving us?
I'm talking on behalf of the Premier League, mate, and no. Well, because I don't do anything at the club as far as the roles position goes, is what I meant. Like, so the club will sit down and talk about what's going on and what's happened and move on. So none of that, mate. None of that. I don't know why people keep asking me that. I have not been in talks with any other club.
All right, moving right along. Our next match, I think it's your turn, mate. I'm going to let you read this.
Yeah, righto. Drayton 65 defeated the Peckerlins 54. Bo Prito 15 was defeated by the Bakes 26. Good way to finish the season there, Shawnee. Jakey Rin 28 defeated Dean Drummond 8, and Hayden Vogler 22 defeated Stephen Tong 20 in a close one. So just that middle rate of Jakey sort of getting up pretty well to be the difference. Yeah,
they're up 26-2 at one point. So the boys, in one sense, did pretty well to stem it a little bit and slow everything down. We actually were an outside chance with 3 or 4 ends to go on the big ball, because we're holding a 5 here and I was holding a 6 there, and we're about 12 or 13 behind. But yeah, this wasn't to be. They played really well, and kudos to their greenkeeper. Their green ran beautiful up there.
It does run
windy
nice
as hell, and it was cold, but one hand was absolutely monstrous, and I loved it.
We went up to Drayton for the double header, and it was a fantastic day.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
They did good out there, and
we were up there with these guys, so we played you guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we had a great time. Green was brilliant. The club couldn't have done more for us. It's great to have them part of the event, and hopefully they continue on next season, because definitely look forward to going back to Drayton, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did their own live streaming and commentary and all that.
Club
it was really
61,
good.
Is it?
Rink 61, something like that, yeah.
But they had Channel
63.
7 News came and did interviews with with quite a few of the guys.
Yeah, they did,
they promoted it really well, and it was an outstanding day.
Greens ran really nice up there, and it wasn't that hot that day we went out there, but I got fried that day.
It was cold when we were there. It was overcast and windy.
Yeah.
One hand was monstrous.
The Groat says power end of season debrief at Hamilton Island would be the go, says the Groat.
Not a bad idea.
I might have to jump back on the board for that one there, Groat.
For anyone,
Can I be involved?
Might end up with 12 clubs there yet. Yeah. You shouldn't have said that, mate.
Special guest.
Steve Brown says,
here we go.
Omar, you have a great record, world champ, many Aussie Open titles, but have you ever won an Easter singles title? Talk to Sean Baker. He can get you in Saturday or Sunday. Hey, Brownie, I hope you reserved me a spot there in that special little area that you have there, mate. So
yeah, look, as much as I'd love to be involved in the event. What's going on here? As much as I'd love to be involved in the event, fortunately for me, I guess public holiday weekends and that sort of stuff are the only time that I really get to spend a weekend with the family. So all the long weekends, bowls is done for me, and it's
I think it's one of my questions
family.
in the Baker's Dozen. Thanks, Brownie. Scratch that one out, mate. It was actually funny. We were talking before the show, and one of my questions was, to get you to pronounce Worcestershire sauce, and you did it perfectly out there describing the pie. So I'm like, no, I've got to think of another question now. I don't know how that works, but that was one of the questions. And you've answered it out there.
Old Hob days.
You did it perfectly, like better than I can do it. Worcestershire, yeah.
Worcestershire and cracked pepper sausages I get from Hob Day. They are elite.
Uncanny.
Yeah. Colin Blaine says that it's Rink 46.
Rink 46.
There,
close. Had a 6 in it.
Had a 6 in it, yeah.
And Roger Jury says, thanks, lads, and Robbie Allen for Premier League Live. Brilliant. There you go, Blackman. Little rap for you there, mate.
Thanks, Roger.
Alrighty. So we had our Reggies, their last round of the season as well, and Tweed wrapped up their minor premiership, but they had a 80 shot to 58 win over Helensvale on all 4 rinks, so pretty solid finish to the year. Algester 65 defeated by Paradise Point 88. Drayton 77 defeated Musgrave Hill 74. That was a great game, great finish too. They guys come from nowhere as well, so that was a solid effort by the Pelicans there. Burley Heads 89 got the better of Hamilton 73. Calabar 67 going down to a Nogrust 94. And Pine Rivers Pirates continue their winning ways 81. Win over Broadbeach 58, which finished off a unusual season for the Bulls. Something that they probably not seen an awful lot of in the past, but it happens. We all know we've all played bowls. We know what it's like. It's a funny old game, and these things happen. But
they're in it for a lot of the games. I know there was a couple of blowouts, and we had a fair change of roster. And I mean, you look at the Max Morris on the weekend. You had Scotty Chamberlain, Richo, Ducky, Tassie.
Yeah, a lot of players that didn't want the uncertainty of
that were maybe not up for the travel this year. Decided to stay home and play the Max Morris, and they won the Division 1. So, I mean, having 6 players like that out of our Premier side probably hurt us. Yeah,
which you still had a good side on paper, but it just showed you probably just you lost that little bit of depth out of the side, and it just changed the dynamic of it all.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience there. They're back-end players. So, no, we've got a bit to work on. As far as the reserve grade is concerned, but
don't think the club's in panic mode just yet.
No, but the thing is though, we don't want our top side just to be in the finals. We want both sides in the finals.
Well, you look at the top 5 for both grades. Only 3 out of the top 5 have teams in both grades.
Yeah.
So that's
the definition of a great season.
Yeah.
For a club, it's not just about having your top side or your reserve side in the finals. It's about having both sides in.
Yeah.
And we've been fortunate enough to have that for the last couple of years, but this year we don't. So
especially if you get that draw at the finals time, you get all 7 rinks of your own club.
It's huge
against 2 different other clubs. So it plays a big result towards the end.
Absolutely. So we'll. After this weekend, we'll have a look at it. We'll try and rebuild. We'll put some plans in place, and we'll get our reserve grade guys back into the finals where they belong.
Beautiful.
All right, mate. Just there we go.
Our top skippers. Here we go.
1 game short too.
Just for all those that played all 11 games.
9 wins and a draw for Omar here. So congratulations, man.
Margin of 87. So thought you might have won by more, but anyway.
Yeah, no, we had a fair few close ones, but
it's an average of about 9-ish.
That's
good year.
I had Jared third for me nearly the whole season, Jared Davies, and to see his growth in the last 12 months, and he come to our club with a reputation, and his reputation was all about around his drive and everything like that. But now he's adding different strings to his repertoire. He's got all the shots.
He's a young player, that's for sure.
He's learning to call the head. I can walk away and go to the toilet or go to the bar or whatever I got to do, and and I've got full confidence in him to call ahead, the way that we need it. So. Yeah. To watch his growth in the last 12 months and to have him playing 3 for me is it's really exciting. Roger Stevens playing 2.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
That's a good rank. Yeah, he's a great player, Roger. Yeah.
Probably one of the most underrated seconds in the whole
Yeah.
competition. I think he plays that position perfect.
Top bloke too.
Great bloke. Great team man. He adds so much to our squad, and I mean he's flown over here. I think he's sleeping at Dean Drummond's place.
So you got to pay Musgrave Hill rent, mate. So we'll send you an invoice once the season's finished. It's all right. And here's our what's the time?
15,000. Must be 8 o'clock. Must be 8 o'clock.
Good luck to everybody.
Apparently they can hear us clearly.
I watched this that night, that week I missed. So
Yeah. We can talk much about wanker duggo as well.
It's a little bit louder this week because they haven't turned this area off. So.
Yeah. So anyway, to have Roger come over on his own accord, and
Our lucky winner tonight
sleep at
is
Dean's.
number 3228. May come on.
Who do you have leading? Who's leading for you?
Well, we've had a couple of switches there, but at the moment, Bo Sampson.
Oh yeah, he goes good.
Yeah, so Bo and I used to play juniors against one another 20 odd years ago. So
Are you that old, are you? Oh,
I'm very old. Yes,
I didn't realise that.
I know. But Bo's been unreal since he come into the team. So we've just got a real good
mix,
vibe, good vibe in our rink at the moment. Everyone knows their role, they do their job, and it's just working perfectly at the minute.
Maybow says, hi, Aaron. So, mate, you should rewind to show her what you were saying about you earlier, mate.
Start from the start. Don't play from live.
Nah.
He's bagging you out earlier.
Tracy Wallace says, 3 skips, Pine River's top 10. No wonder they finished top position. Well done, Club Pine.
Yeah,
yes, well done.
Yeah.
Usually if you get the W's up, the skips are normally winning
What
too.
happens?
So.
That's right.
And there's the Reggie's top skipper was Alan Cumberford from Helensvale. 1 loss for the season. So well done. Well done, Big Al. That's an awesome effort, and special note to Nev Jenkins there coming in second spot. Jack Moffat, Corey Fuller from Club Pine as well. So great job on and Gene Eaton. How do I say that?
Aiton. Yeah.
Gene Eaton in the top 5. So congratulations to those players, and well done to Alan for being the top skipper in the reserve grade.
And it's awesome to see Al win that, because I've having spent some time at Helensvale and knowing Alan really well. He's an unassuming fella, and he's had a lot of potential, a lot of talent, and probably not wanted to be the skipper of the team. He'd rather just sort of play second or play third. So for him to own the skipper's role and
do
get
that.
the best skipper with only 1 loss for the season, well done, Al. Good job, mate.
I think he had like a 40 shot difference to second spot in his shot aggregate too, so that's pretty good effort.
Oh,
well
amazing.
done.
Yeah, good job.
Average of 8+ a game, so that's not too bad, mate. All right, the ladder, we'll just see how... Oh, here we go. This is what we want to see.
Yes. Should we go from the bottom up, or
turn upside down? Turn upside down.
Yeah.
No, just do the top 5.
Minor premiers for the year. Pine Rivers played 11, 19 points and 24.5 ranks. Broadbeach 18 points, 21.5 ranks. Behind we had Burleigh, Tweed and Algester making up our top 5. So they're going to be our finalists for this year. They'll kick us off on Saturday. When Tweed Heads will take on Algester and Broadbeach will take on Burleigh, with Pine Rivers getting the rest in the first game and not playing until 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's one of the first seasons where there is that little bit of a gap between 5th and 6th for the first time in both grades too.
Usually it's a lot closer. Usually it's a win or a draw in it, but that's two full games this time. And
having said that though, if Helensvale had beaten Tweed on Saturday with 2 rinks, they would be in and Tweed would be out.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's 2 clear games, but I mean it still was up for grabs in that
absolutely.
final round,
Yeah, and Yeah, Pine only dropped to 1.5 games all season too. So
that's brilliant.
Pretty
That's
good effort.
year. Like,
And 24.5
11
rinks.
games, 33 rinks. So they've lost 8.5 rinks.
Yep.
Especially with the change of format too. You know, everyone's always said they've dominated on their home green and all that sort of stuff. But with the double headers and all that, you don't have as many games at home. So for them to do what they've done away from home also, it's a huge effort.
Absolutely. And congratulations to Tweed Heads, the Ospreys, on finishing in the top spot in the reserve grade. Tweed Heads, Pine Rivers, Burleigh Heads, and Nogra and Helensvale. I don't know what it is with the Nogra. Doesn't matter on what their depth is, but their Reggies always seem to go well. And Helensvale making in 5th spot as well. So big weekend coming up for those clubs. I'm still going to stick with the Pirates for the reserve grade title. I've called that all year, so hopefully that comes to fruition, because if we get my tips... Who won the tipping comp there, Robbie? Just out of curiosity.
Well, the finals count, doesn't it? Isn't it like double points for the finals?
Even with double points,
points for the
you're
finals.
still way behind.
Robbie, I don't like your attitude, mate. This is ordinary.
Well, we all know that after 10
Your last
rounds,
week tips probably don't count because it was just purely going for points. So
Doge was leading 62-54 after picking up 10 points on round 10. This last weekend, he picked up another 10 points to go up to 72. And Bakes, you picked up 5, so you've only got 59. So, afraid to say,
13.
you've gone.
So like
It's 2 years in a row.
points.
Back to back for the Doge. Back to back for the Doge.
Unfortunately, I've got no comeback. I've got nothing to say.
No, you can't.
I'm beaten. I am. Yeah. Well done. Congratulations. You tip better than you.
Look at the bottom of that ladder.
Yeah. Well, so I wasn't going to bring that up, Aaron. No, if you're not in the top 5, it doesn't matter anyway.
That's right.
The good news is, from where I'm sitting at the table, it cuts off at 11.
It does. You can't see it. You can only see 11. Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
It's good for me too, because Broadbeach is 5
Yeah, no, it is what it is, mate. And Wayne Hatchman, our GM, does ask how your other child Nuggets going, mate. Is he settled back in the club all right?
Yeah, going really good, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's settled in. Him and Simon are getting on extremely well, and
Excellent,
it's exciting for the future. Obviously, announcement today that Jay Globitz will be our new bowls
Big
coordinator
news, yeah.
also. So, obviously, the last 12 years, Best has done a phenomenal job, and
Jay Globitz.
so Jay's got the job. So onwards and upwards, and it's an exciting future for all involved.
Yeah, well, it's good luck. Best of luck to Jake. It's obviously hard stepping into someone after being in the role for so long.
Yeah.
And all the things that have happened to Broadbeach in that
You can never hope to
decade.
fill the shoes, but just make your own pair of shoes, I guess, if that's
exactly
how you
right.
look at it. Like he's had a lot of experience in the club industry, Jay, and I imagine he'll be probably a little bit more hands-on when it comes to like the actual running of the club and their board and whatnot. But it's an interesting selection, and obviously they would have plenty of applicants. It's would be a very appealing job to most of the people in the country. So, well done to Jay, and I'm sure he's going to do a great job.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like we say, Best has done a phenomenal job. And I wish him all the best at Muzzy, and I hope everything goes really well for you guys over there.
For a moment, set up his desk and everything, put a nice little thing in for him, nice cabinet. Yeah, he's set.
As long as you got some crumb sausage and
we got a little fridge, mate. I'll bring him some smoked
crumb
meat.
sausage and a chocolate milk in the morning, mate. You'll be right. But
I'll write that down.
it's not about filling up. It's not filling anyone's shoes. I'm sure Joe will come in. He'll make the job his own, and
that's all you can
do that. Bowls clubs, we've been around them long enough to know that it comes and it goes. And
I imagine most stuff's already in place anyway, so he's just got to build on what's already there and maybe create one or two of his own things, and basically how the bowlers acceptance is going to be his biggest issue. Like,
that's right.
Obviously, having Bester there such a long time, it's how he's perceived by the members and how they accept him into the club, which I'm knowing Broadbeach is going to be pretty good. So
But it's going to be exciting times for both Broadbeach and Musgrave. You know, it's fresh starts for both of us. So it's it's really cool.
It's healthy on the Gold Coast.
Absolutely,
it's good to see.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, if you can work out a way to keep Duggo out, mate, then you're doing a good job already.
Good luck to you.
Hey, we're going to keep Duggo there. He pays half my wage.
And news out of the club: Stephen Douglas just signed up Musgrave.
The Groat says Bakes can't tip, can play.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see him in the top 10 of the skippers either, mate, so I don't know about that.
11, actually. I was number
11.
I checked it, I checked it out. Number
It's just that we couldn't see down the...
Yeah, the screen's not big enough. Robbie, you need a bigger screen, mate. This is unacceptable.
Oh, bigger stand so we can see where he is.
It needs to be the top 32 and I'm a chance.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's all right. I think Doja's sitting like 66 before the weekend, and I got beat, so I'm nearly 80 somewhere, I reckon. What was I going to say? Oh, the Groat. I think the Groat's making an appearance. He's obviously the treasurer of the Premier League, so I think he'll be coming down for the weekend.
I imagine we'll see a few.
He might get on and have a bit of a chat to the Groat over the weekend for the commentary.
I think Robbie might show us the makeup of what's going to happen this weekend.
Yeah, let's get into it. This is what we're excited about.
Yes, we're waffling at the moment. So our Premier grade, so everyone can see the image on their screen. So Tweed Heads is going to play Algester in our elimination final. The loser of that, their season is over. They are out. Goodbye. And the winner will play the loser out of Broadbeach and Burleigh, which is our qualifying final. And the winner of the qualifying final moves forward to take on Pine Rivers on the Saturday afternoon. When they play Pine, whoever wins that game is through to the final, and the loser moves through to the minor semi-final, where they'll take on the winner between the elimination final and the loser of the qualifying final. So it's all there on your screen. You can understand it, but we're in for a cracking weekend. We've got so many great players. Anyone can win this from here, really. Broadbeach showed that last year. Don't have to be in the top 3 to get the win. So there's a bit of money on Tweed. Aaron T says, got to see guest speaker Hagama
Enema.
Hagama Enema.
That's a long story, that one, but probably not for this show.
We might hear about that one later, Doge. But But so we're in for a cracking weekend. Our reserve grade, our elimination final is between Inogra and Helensvale. So that's going to be another great game, and the loser of that is out. They are done for the season on the sideline watching with the rest of us, and the winner will take on the loser between Pine Rivers and Burleigh Heads. Whoever happens to win that Pine and Burleigh game will go through to the major semi-final and take on Tweed Heads for an opportunity to win their way through to the grand final. So there's the setup, and an extra special mention to Emma Boyd, who's done a lot of our social media releases, like the ones you see on your screen today. She's done a great job, even though she's had to wait for me for the ladders on a few occasions. I apologise, Emma, but, kids. But no, she's done a great job this year, and it looks fantastic, and I think most people can understand what's going on there.
Generally depends how Musgrave go as to how quickly we get the
generally. When we win, it's pretty quick.
They're out straight away. But
if we get beat, don't bother me. The kids are crying and they got poopy nappies. Maybe Tuesday. Just relax.
He's a great loser, Bakes.
I generally
handles it
well.
Aren't we all?
In good spirit.
Yeah. Jenna's usually got the bag packed to see how the results are. If he doesn't win, she's out. Yeah. For the night.
I've come home with the sleeping bag and a pillow out the front. We've got a nice soft grass out there. Yeah, away you go. But no.
It's
half an hour. I'm good.
Big weekend. Make sure you get down to Club Musgrave, because
it's gonna be a cracker.
The crowd last year was awesome, and I want it. Be nice to have it bigger and better this year. So
the new lights have been installed this week. They've been out even today, and all that wind and rain. They're up there. They got one more pole to do, and then they're done. And I'm going to give the old mats a good clean with the high pressure hose to get them all nice and spotless. I'll polish the jacks, and everything should be up to standard for some clubs.
That's good.
Up and about.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, mate. I know Muzzy are a beautiful club, and they always put on a good. Last year was wonderful and better this year.
It's a hot day Saturday. I'm going to have some Zupa Dupas there to pass out to the players while they're playing, just to keep them nice and
I saw the run sheet
refreshed.
for the live stream too, mate. We got a few calls
busy
going
day
on.
Yeah, we're going to do some interviews, and we got some sets of bowls to donate, a couple of juniors, and
Yeah, it should be good.
it's
Looking forward to it.
I'm finding it a lot easier to do this job when I'm back in the club industry. Like when I was out doing my own thing and on lawns, and it was a lot harder to get stuff done. But now I'm back in the bowling industry. I got a bit of time, and I get to make sure everything's done properly. So I think we're going to be in for a good final series.
I think final series is an actual event.
Yeah,
It's not just a final series; it's an actual event. So I mean, it's something that we really need to push. We need to promote. We need to get people involved. We need to advertise.
Yep.
You look at the players that are on show.
I was
this
just about to
weekend.
say that, like,
it's unbelievable.
It's
When you
like,
talk about the season, you got every single game has got like fly-ins this year, and there's like superstars on every grand. Well, this weekend you've got pretty much the best of the best, or the 5 best teams in one of the best competitions in the country, all in one house playing. For a whole weekend, it's just going to be fantastic. So
that's right.
there's going to be plenty of noise, and
if the weather does its job properly without being a pain, we should get sort of at worst sort of a 13, 14 second deck with no wind, and it's we should see some pretty good heads. That's 13 or 14 seconds is pretty kind to all bowlers, and I'd imagine a bit of peppering. But if not, it could be pretty tricky too. On the other hand, you get that wind and that rain, could make for some interesting times, and we'll be nice and comfortable in our commentary box, though, Joe.
Yeah, mate, it should a bit of banter.
Won't be our problem.
We'll be talking them up.
Mate, and we'll be laughing.
We're up and about, getting the viewers interested.
I'll be happy to tangle with whatever gets thrown my way. But I mean, live streams is incredible. I mean, being able to broadcast our sport to so many people around the world, everywhere, it's incredible. But there's nothing better than getting to a club and actually watching it live.
Yeah,
and getting involved in the atmosphere and all that sort of stuff. So if you're in the Musgrave area, the players absolutely love you being there, cheering,
happy
supporting.
Hour prices on all weekend.
Happy hour prices all weekend.
$6
but I mean,
pints, $8 schooners.
as far as less club plug, but I mean, as far as the players are concerned, we just want you guys there.
Yeah,
we want big crowds, we want atmosphere, we want loud, we want noise, we want... Just come down and experience it. It's a fantastic weekend. If you're in the area, as easy it is to sit on your couch and watch it on live stream, and they do a fantastic job. Get in your car, get down there and experience it live.
Club Pine just won Best Bowls Club of the Year for 2024.
Well done to Pine Rivers.
They should bring at least 300 down for that many members. So
yeah, you think so?
That'd be good. Good supporter base, and congratulations on the Club of the Year.
At least they're guaranteed a game on Sunday this year anyway.
Yeah, he's taking the jabs.
Yes, here we go.
Get in there,
Here we go. That wasn't us. That wasn't
Started
us.
already.
That
I
was
didn't
me.
say a word.
I'm happy to own that.
Glenn Joyce says, hopefully we don't get soup for lunch.
What was that? I didn't hear that.
Hopefully we don't get soup for lunch.
Oh, there goes a surprise.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Come on, mate. I've got things. I'm on top of it. All right.
Did you?
You're going to enjoy your lunch?
That's a cracking another Premier League club.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Not Pine. No. That was someone else. But yeah.
Don't say anything
What?
wrong.
What are you doing? What's that?
Results or sides, yes. Moving on. We're waffling again.
We're
Dojo,
waffling.
Got us off.
What are we up to?
Talking
Baker's
about
dozen?
soup.
No, not yet.
No,
What about the
we're
team?
not.
Teams. Come
Oh,
on.
the teams.
Sorry.
He's lost the plot.
Yeah, I have. I'm getting too excited. That whole winning the tipping competition is just throwing me off.
I'll do the first one, mate.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, I'll try and collect my thoughts.
Considering the circumstances
I'll collect
around
my
this
thoughts.
game. First up we got, which is going to be, is that our live stream? Gary Kelly taking on Glenn Pitts? Don't know. Yeah, we'll work because of the draw in terms of Bowls Link. It's hard to tell what their rinks are with the draw that the managers have done, but they're the matchups anyway. We've got Gary Kelly taking on Glenn Pitts, Corey Whitlock taking on Nick Gosley, and Peter Taylor taking on Colin Litfin. So
will those
Is this
change throughout the weekend?
Yeah,
Yes.
is this a random draw on the weekend? Or-
yes,
Yeah.
we're not sticking to the 1, 2, 3 is great for the regular season, but I think we will see enough if clubs happen to take on each other more than once.
Yeah.
As well as taking them on once through the year. So it's a random draw now, every game for every final. So we see different matchups. If it happens that it works out on a random draw that people say the same, so be it. You can't help that. It's still random.
That's right.
But yeah, this and yeah, we won't talk about the Algester side. We'll move along. Tweed Heads, yeah, Algester is going to be our first. That's our elimination final. I've tipped Tweed from the sort of the start, even though Omar's sitting here now and looking at me funny. But yeah, I have said Tweed were always going to be a tough one to beat. You know, they got you look at their team on paper, it's hard to go past them, but we all know paper means absolute squat in the game.
Right.
But I think this is a good start for them. This might play them into a bit of form and kick off their weekend, and if they can get over the top of Algester in a solid win on 3 rinks, which I think they will, yeah, that's going to really kick-fire their weekend. So yeah, Tweed on 3. I think it's going to be dominant.
Tweed on 3. Yeah.
Big call.
I thought Tweed were going to win it this year, so I'll have to go Tweed. But I think it's going to be an absolute cracker this game. Given the form that the All-Stars have been in the last 7 weeks.
I don't think it's going to be much. I'm not saying there's going to be a big margin in the 3 rinks, but...
Look, it's only because I'm going to go Tweed on 2, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was only on 1, and it'll be really close, like less than 5 shots in it.
I think the biggest thing for Algester is what the front guys do, because I think like Pitsy's such an underestimated skipper. Like Pitsy's in my opinion, I think he's a fantastic player.
Oh, gun!
Obviously, Gosley's a gun. Then you got Mason Lewis and Cohen. So I mean, if the front guys at Algester can actually
can rise and
the engine room, so to speak, if they can match it with the Tweed Heads front end, I think Algester got the back end to potentially cause an upset there. But I mean, on paper, 100%, you're taking Tweed every day.
Sounded like you're sitting on the fence here a little bit there.
Well,
I don't
know. I mean, look, if Gary and Corey and that, if they perform at their best, well, they're the best players, some of the best players in the world. So I mean, you can't argue with that. But I just think if the Algester guys can match it with the front end can match it with the Tweed front end, then I think they've got enough power in the back end to potentially cause an upset there.
Luke Jones, mate, he's just been burning that too for Tweed when we played him. Like he was awesome, eh? So, but yeah, you're right. That's exactly how. Well, that's how you win a game of bowls, anyway. Is generally up front. So
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Leads and seconds determine who wins. Thirds and skips by how much.
Exactly.
That's it.
I love that saying.
Yeah.
Roger Drury says Hayden Oster best lead. Yeah, well, that's fair since I've sort of given up that position for the last couple of years. But we'll never know, right? But Hayden's a good kid. He's playing well. So
played really good.
Yeah. All right. Brody up against Burley. So this game is not an elimination, but the winner will play Pine for a spot in the grand final, and the loser will play the winner of the Algester Tweed Heads games. Aaron Richardson Tees up against Dale McQuinney Shillington. Aaron Sheriff up against Benny Twist, and Ryan George, Peter Bester. Peter, g'day. Russell, g'day. Ryan George, Peter Bester. Duggo likes that one. Up against Dave Ferguson. So it's going to be a big game, that one. Obviously, every game's important in the finals, but this one, well, it doesn't matter if you lose. It goes a long way to winning this one, that's for sure. Yeah. So it's a good way to feel each other out here. And tough one. I haven't been on Burley all year, March. I actually didn't think they'd go as good as they have, and congratulations for doing so too. And I can't go. I think Broadbeach will make the final, so I'm going to go the Bulls.
I think Dale's done a fantastic job in leading the team.
Absolutely.
He's well up there in the skippers ranks. I think he's matured into his role. He's been given a pretty significant job at the club.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can take a toll on your bowls performance, but
certainly can.
It's actually seems to
first start.
But it seems to have motivated him this year, and he's done extremely well. So I mean, I think looking at that, if Teasy can dominate, or Teasy's rink can dominate that rink, then I think we might go okay. But I think Dale's definitely the measuring stick of Burley.
Yeah. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a little bit like that, isn't it? If you get on top of him, you've got a chance with the rest of the team. But he's done, like I said, he's done what to manage his players too, with Twisty and Fergo and Permy all sort of rotating. And he's done a good job, so it's going to be a good game. I'm going to tip. I think you guys are going to be too good. But yeah, they're going to be maybe 1.5 rings each.
Fair call.
I think someone's going to have a draw.
And Twisty's rigged to finish last.
No, he's playing against me. It'll be first.
Probably finish roughly about the same time as everyone else then.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's probably
if
more.
you play fast, you sort of get finished at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah, that's about right, yeah.
And Aaron Tees, he's very... You must have got the night off, Teesy, or something. The Bulldogs not playing, but he's saying, being the drum all season, everyone's been beating me, so fingers crossed for a change come finals time. We appreciate the humility, Teesy, but no, mate. We know you haven't been losing all season, so nice try, mate.
You're due. You're due.
Can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for your performance this weekend, brother.
Everyone plays their part at the right time.
Michael May says big name skips in the Bulls lineup. There's actually big name skips across the board on that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Twisty and Fergo.
I was going to say, don't underestimate those other 3 skippers. They're fantastic players.
Yeah, well, represent their state in New South Wales, so they're pretty fair.
Yeah, they go all right. Even Fergo.
And this is the Pine Rivers.
This
is the Pine Rivers lineup here. So you got Huey, Ryan Burnett, and Chris Rosanis as their 3 skippers, and 1.5 losses all season. They are the team to beat. So big one, obviously a big inclusion. Brendan Wilson's been in fantastic form the last couple of years. So he's got
himself another silver medal the other night. Chris Rosan's won his 6 club singles in a row. That's a huge effort.
That's
6 in a row.
Yeah.
At a club like Pine, that's a very special effort. So well done to Chrissy.
Outstanding. I'm playing the state pairs with Chris this year.
Oh, so combo.
Sneaky New South Wales combo under the radar there.
Like that under the radar. Yeah.
We wearing our Blues jerseys while we're playing.
Hopefully the old Sean's on the other side of the draw to you.
I'm looking forward to it. Chris is a great guy.
Yeah, he's such a lot of time.
A lot of time for him. DJ Fid. So,
the pleasure and luck of being in his state ranked the last couple of seasons or the last couple of years, and great dude. So easy going.
Yeah.
Can't
play the game.
Him and Cohen were a massive loss to our last year, I thought.
We certainly felt it.
Absolutely.
All right.
So that's our teams.
How am I going? Good. I've got my head screwed on now. We can go to. Are we up to Baker's Dozen?
Uh-oh.
Baker's Dozen.
Here we go.
How's this?
The last Baker's Dozen of the season. Look at this Muppet.
I had a pretty quiet day at work today too, so I had plenty of time to think about these questions. But like I said, he already preempted me with the old Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
And the Easter singles. Thanks, Brownie.
Sorry.
All right, we'll start off with the first one. It's a big one in terms of Australian culture. Does tomato sauce belong in the fridge or the pantry?
Pantry.
Damn it. I thought you were a fridge man too.
Nah,
I'm a fridge man.
No, it's got to be in the pantry.
Oh, you lost the plot. Well, I can't do it anymore. That's it.
Is that it? It's over. Bring it.
All right, if you could have dinner with any 3 sporting personalities, alive or past, who would they be?
They would be Tiger Woods, Roger Federer, and Shane Warne.
Oh,
nice.
What a dinner. If you need someone to serve drinks, I'm available. Your daughter Zoe's keen and skilled cricketer.
Yep.
Did you play any other sports when you were a young fella, mate, or has bowls always been your...
No, I played cricket at a reasonable level. I played state schoolboys when I was about 12-year-old.
Nice,
And when I was about 15, I had to decide between bowls and cricket, and I chose bowls. So.
Sound like you're mimicking my story, mate. I was pretty similar. I played a bit of state cricket in the NT until I got to about 14 or 15. Their parents wouldn't let you really get to school, so it was one of the sports. So.
Yeah. No, I'm really proud of Zoe at the moment. She's kicking goals, and I'm just so excited to watch her. I won't be going to Melbourne next year for Premier League because I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to stay home and I want to watch her more and. It's really exciting. Good. So,
and how do you balance? Obviously, for an average bowler, it's hard balancing the work life, family life. So how do you do it? Like you obviously so much.
I've got an incredible wife.
Yeah. Okay. Say no more.
Amanda's
Likewise.
amazing. No, she. I don't know how she does it, to be honest. I got the easy part. I just go and play bowls and do what I love. But she's the rock of the family. She when I'm not there, she does everything. So if it wasn't for her, then maybe the kids may not have the opportunities that they get now. So it's all Amanda.
Okay. And do you ever get a private moment to yourself? And I don't mean that it like behave yourself back at home, but a moment where you get to yourself and you think, wow, I've managed to become one of the game's greatest players. You ever think like that, or is it always just, all right, next event, next competition, this is what I'm doing? Like, do you ever stop to think what you've achieved in the game, or?
Not yet. I'm young. I don't want to look. I don't want to look back just yet. I'm still looking forward. I think I've still got a lot to do and a lot to achieve in the sport.
That's exciting for us to enjoy watching,
I know I've had a pretty good career up to this stage, but I feel that I've still got a hell of a lot to give. So, once I call time, I'm sure I'll sit down and I don't know, I might get a nice bottle of port.
Yeah.
I might get a nice bottle of port or something, something different, and just sit down and think about things and the experiences that I've been fortunate enough to have, and I look forward to that day.
Well, that's exciting for us. Like I said, I love watching you play. So
thanks, mate.
Plenty of good years left in you.
Cheers.
And you've been in Queensland for a number of years now.
Yep.
How much better is it than New South Wales? Like, seriously, we all want to...
This is a loaded question.
We all want to know. Like, you're here, you've obviously stayed here, so it's probably got the upper hand on New South Wales.
No, forever I'll be a Queensland resident, always a New South Welshman.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I love my time up here.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place to live. It's a great place to raise my children. I forever miss New South Wales. Yeah. But I'm very happy that I'm here.
Excellent. That's a very political answer. It's a little bit boring. We've got a bit more slang there, but no.
But come June, July, look out.
So have you developed any rivalries in Premier League Queensland since your time here? Is there anyone you really hate playing, like outside of Hamilton, of course, but anyone you really like you get up for that little bit more? Because it must be hard, game in, game out, getting yourself up for these games.
Yeah.
Is there someone that you really just
I guess
don't like them?
It's probably more so really testing myself against the future players.
Okay, yeah.
So, like a Kane Nelson, for instance. Like Kane's a superstar.
Been a good rivalry there, isn't there? Yeah.
And to see how well he's going and the future he's got, I sort of just want to be that old bull that just says, wait a minute, you're not quite there yet, but even though I know that he's definitely on the projection to be there. Yeah. So it's not really rivalry or a nastiness or anything like that as such, but it's just sort of, And
there is such thing as healthy rivalry.
That's right, yeah.
And you want that within your club, really.
Yeah,
you want those people that,
and seeing Kane broaden his horizon and go to Melbourne, I think that's made him a better player. It's made him a better person.
He would have fit right in there too with the energy that he brings to the game.
I think he had a great time down there, and playing against him a couple of times down there, we furthered our relationship down there away from Queensland as well. So
would have opened his eyes to a lot in terms of how different bowls is in different areas.
That's it. So I probably enjoy our battles the most because I see him as the future, and I don't want that future to take over me yet.
Yeah, there we go. Good answer. You've done well.
Yeah.
Raw and candid here on the Bowl Show. But so outside of Broady, which club is your favourite to play at for Premier League? Where do you enjoy going?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one.
There's plenty of good clubs, obviously. Muzzie's.
Well, as I said earlier, as I said earlier in the show, going out to Drayton this year was unreal. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. Getting out in the country, away from the hustle and bustle, and just having that just laid back, relaxed atmosphere, and the greens were fantastic. The staff were brilliant. They couldn't have done more for us. So probably, if I would say this year, Drayton.
It's like sort of like on a country tournament. So they just know how to look after you.
That's right.
Know how
yeah.
to make you feel welcome.
Yeah.
They do that. Go that little extra step just to.
No, they ticked all the boxes this year. I had a great time out there.
Excellent. So Broady currently doing renovations at the club.
Yep.
Big plans moving forward. Obviously with the new bowls coordinator coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's next for Broadbeach?
Ooh, well, it's all happening. Renovations are probably, hopefully they're done by district sides.
Okay.
Otherwise they'll be
soon. Yep.
close to finishing off then.
Yep.
But definitely done by the Australian Open. So
Okay.
there's a fair bit happening. We got new chef, new general manager, new bowls coordinator coming in.
Yep.
New renovations. There's a lot happening. Those who aren't willing to adapt to change are probably struggling at the moment. But for those who like change, and I just think it's really exciting.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'm actually
new
really
challenges
excited
and new
for
people.
it. Simon's doing a great job at the moment with him and Nugget. They're working well together. New chef's about to release a new menu for the club.
Ooh, okay, very
Which
nice.
is really exciting. And then with the renovations, obviously Jay coming on board. It's just like it's big fresh start for Broadbeach. So it's I think it's really exciting. I think the club's on the way up, and
Excellent. So when are you going to flick them and come to Muzzy? That's the next question.
well, don't worry.
Sorry, mate, it's written down.
Don't
but,
worry, I've already had about 3 or 4 messages in the last week asking when I'm joining. So
Oh, really? Oh, Wayne, settle down, mate.
not yet.
And the next question is, can you pronounce Worcestershire sauce? But
Worcestershire, yeah.
you've known that already. I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, you get all the fancy ones in Worcestershire, but it's Worcestershire. Yeah,
Yeah, it's Worcestershire.
that's exactly right. Yeah.
So with the Bulls out of reserve grade final, who wins reserve grade in your opinion? 'Cause I know it's a tough one. You probably don't see an awful lot of it, or even read too much about the results.
Not a great deal. But I mean, Burley obviously have been pretty close last couple of years. But having said that, the Helensvale side have got
They have a strong side for finishing where they
quite
did.
a few
They got
guys
a
that used to play
strong
Premier
side.
League moving down, and a lot of new guys coming up and all that sort of stuff.
Do you think
Jeez,
whoever
it's
it is
hard.
probably beaten Tweed in the final? You imagine with Tweed's dominant season. So
Look, I'm going to go Burley.
Burley. Yeah.
Yep. I think Burley will win
Look at
it.
a good side. Yeah, they do have a good side.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll finish with that. Who do you guys play in the final this weekend? Because obviously I'm assuming you're tipping yourself in the final. So
Yeah.
who are you going to be playing, mate?
Pine.
Yep. That'd be a good final.
1-2
yeah,
final.
That would be a good final.
That will be good.
Yeah.
Nice sunny Sunday afternoon at Musgrave Hill.
With thousands
Slight
of people on the
breeze,
hill.
it's going to be epic.
Yeah. Don't worry about your live stream. You
Epic.
can watch that in
Yeah.
other
Epic.
states.
Yeah.
Oh, you only,
come on
Musgrave.
down.
you're only going to hear me and Bakes
Come and
waffle on it
cheer us.
anyway, so come down.
$8 pint, $6 schooners. What more encouragement do you need?
That's
Happy
right.
hour prices all
They got a
weekend.
bus there. You can pick you up and drop you
Yeah.
home. Even all the way from Broadbeach.
Yeah, even if
It's changed now,
you don't
Robbie.
want to drink, you got Zupa Dubas available. Just come and see me. I'll give you a Zupa Duba.
Injected with vodka.
Before it was $6 pints and $8 schooners. Now it's $8 pints and $6 schooners. Yeah.
Oh, semantics, mate. How come everyone's arguing semantics this week?
I like the $8.
Rules
I like
are
the
rules.
$6 pint one better, but anyway.
Well, for you, I'll make a $6
Yeah,
pint.
thanks, mate. I
You'll be
appreciate
drinking
that.
off my membership card anyway, probably. So.
That's fair. That's fair. I've got the keys to the hotel room, mate. So yeah.
We had the cheap ones for Duggo too.
Yeah, we'll look after Duggo.
Yeah.
We'll get him a membership form while we're at it.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, hey, woo.
All right.
Well, that's it for the Baker's Dozen. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Well done,
That
Omar.
was fairly easy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little bit more interrogation.
Well, it's,
I'm not sure what question it was,
I've got to be
but
careful what I say these days. I get in trouble.
Razors jumped on and said, Omar, be careful how you answer that.
Yeah, that would have been the New South Wales question
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Good to see you
Right,
watching,
talking
Razor.
about legends, Razor.
Yeah, no,
Playing
another
the,
proud New South Welshman.
Playing the Matador Fours with him this year. I'm looking forward to that. I don't think I've ever had a game with him before.
Yeah, well, the Matador Fours and the Opal, the Diamond pairs, they're all full. So,
Yeah.
chock a block.
Yeah,
So
with,
it's going to be
Nuggie
huge.
and both, actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be
the
massive.
old Nuggie getting back together, the old band.
Beautiful.
Yes, he obviously flicked him for a little while, mate, so pick up your scraps.
Yeah, well, once he became a pelican, I couldn't
Yeah,
follow
well,
him.
yeah.
That's fair.
It's 12-month ban. Sorry, Nuggy, you're stuck with me,
He's
buddy.
always been a fruitcake, but now he's a pelican. That's a different situation.
A special shout out to our old mate, because Duggo's here too, and he's an NT boy, but special shout out to Jado.
State singles
Win the Tassie
Mate,
singles
what a
down
man.
there.
6 months, conquer Tasmania, live on a farm, buy a ride on. He's loving it.
I saw that. I was so happy when I saw that. That was
stoked.
amazing.
Come back from nowhere against old Rowdy McMullen too.
Really?
23-16 down, got to win 25-23. So
Brilliant.
that's not an easy win. Old Rowdy's a good player, so
He's usually watching Jado too, so
Hopefully we see him
well
down
done,
there.
he'll be still celebrating, mate.
Yeah.
Well, I think he'll be up for the Matador.
2 weeks.
He's up for the Matador.
It's
he
a
is.
2 weeks buffer.
Oh, with the Duggo.
With Duggo.
That's right.
Defending champions.
Defending.
The drunkest team in the competition beat the soberest team in the
Wilkes is
competition.
out.
That's it.
Oh, there you go. There we go.
That's
Oh,
a-
you got a fair sub.
They had to win the event
Got
to
a fair
break
sub.
square.
Yeah.
It's Matty Norrie. It's coming, mate. It's coming. Do you want to do that now, Robbie? Shot of the week.
Shot of the week. Is Robbie ready?
It's not next on our segment schedule there, Norrie, but we'll bring it up just for you, mate.
Yeah, we will. There was nothing special really about this because
Oh, well, mate.
no,
Come on.
there was a few good shots, but I never actually got them on the replay, and I didn't have time to go through and actually edit it all.
This is very
So I'm just
anticlimactic,
taking a
mate. This is.
So you've let
I
us
hope you-
down, Robbie.
I hope you're schooling us here, and we actually got a
But
great
everybody says, holes for bowls.
shot. Ooh,
Now this is one of the
okay.
ones that there really wasn't a hole there, but as you'll see,
why you need to get
they
down and watch
managed
it
to
live.
find one.
Yeah, exactly. You don't.
Not,
you
there's
don't
not
miss the
enough
big
tournaments
ones.
to wear them all in, I
Well,
think.
that's
and,
right.
certainly from, from a club perspective.
Oh,
Gee,
get
was there a
out.
hole there?
Lucky.
It just
Hands
didn't-
on head.
That's right. I'd be blowing up. If that was me, I'd be blowing. Cloth would be
Deluxe.
going. The hats in the air.
It's
I'd
going to be hard to correct.
yelling. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so unlucky.
We'll just
Yes.
have a-
Good player
just
out
have a
of
look
luck.
at that
I'm telling
again.
you.
It's hard to correct that.
There's not enough
Yeah.
tournaments
Yeah,
to wear
you
them all in, I
can't.
think.
Well, that's
and,
right.
Can't possibly
certainly
liking it.
from,
He's liking it.
from a
Bouncy.
club
play exactly the
Bouncy.
same. Nowhere in
Is
the
that
world.
bouncy too?
perspective.
Oh,
that's even
that
better.
explains it.
Oh,
That explains
Oh,
it.
gee,
Everyone
is there
else
a
would have
hole
turned
there?
there. Those green darts, he always bouncy.
they look like Nuggets bowl.
I get
Actually,
you a set of XGs. That
He does
turn,
say. He
mate.
does say earlier it's darts night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Thursday's a big night for Bousey. He goes and plays a local darts competition. So
Very good
sure
cricketer
he'll be
too.
in
Oh,
that.
Bouncy.
Oh,
Natural
phenomenal
sportsman.
cricketer.
Yeah.
There you go,
But
Matty.
no, I'm sure it'll be 10 schooners deep and about 5 or 6 games of darts in. So yeah, it's a big night Thursday.
All right, next segment. It is time for Breaks My Bowls.
Oh, here we go.
With the Doge.
Here we go.
Look at that sexy guy. All right, couldn't straighten up my sunglasses there, could you, Robbie? Cheers, mate. All right, I've got a couple of Breaks My Bowls this week just because it's the finale and I got to finish on a high. First one was brought to me by our great friend Duggo over there. So, but what breaks my balls is that there isn't anymore a national Premier League between the states. I want to see it happen. I want to have, even if it's just down the east coast to start with, to have a little tickler. But the best of the Victorian Premier League, the best of New South Wales, and the best of the Queensland Premier League playing off against each other for a nice, handy little $50,000 to $100,000 prize pool would be nice. So
Make it interesting.
Duggo's putting his hands in his pockets now. Look at that. There we go.
There'll be some players that are probably doubled up in some of those states. But make it interesting to see who they play for.
Yeah, well, there
Like,
would have
for
to be.
example, if you guys win on Omar wins on the weekend, he's won with Deer Park and with Broadbeach. So
Yeah, well, Broadbeach is obviously my number one club, and I'm
Yeah.
marquee for Deer Park.
sorry,
so,
Case.
So that's obviously where my allegiance would lie.
I think it's.
But,
I think
Probably
it
a rule to bring.
would
in,
have to be
really,
a
isn't it?
rule that would
Yeah.
brought in, but our National Premier League would be good to see, with a handy prize purse just to go that one step further and make it just that little bit better.
Yeah.
That's one of my breaks my balls. So you've got the chairman and the tournament director of Bowls Queensland, like of the Premier League Queensland here. So interstates get in contact. We want to make it happen, so it would be good. And also, obviously I just have Women's International Week a couple of weeks ago, and Bowls Queensland have just announced that female pennants has gone back to 8-a-side. For pennants is 8 people per side. I'm not bagging out Bowls Queensland on this because obviously it was a voted decision, but it's not something that I'm endorsing. I think the game goes a little bit backwards when you're dropping it from 12 to 8.
Well,
I think there's better ways to.
As far as I know, Gold Coast pennant now from Division 2 and below is open. So, and that's the issue when you let districts run their own pennant competition rather than having a blanket rule. But again, no disrespect to Bowls Queensland and the way they do things, but the way they do things is probably not best.
Well, it's just probably not. It's probably just not. It's probably just. Yeah.
Like why? It's
because I think the next
lawn
rule
bowls.
Wouldn't it be
your gender, your physical capabilities, your physical attributes? None of it have anything to do with your ability when it comes, because it's not a physical sport. Like it's.
I think the next announcement is that all females are going to be wearing whites again, just to make it in line with that.
They have to stand up when the lady president walks in, and they're not allowed to sit down until the lady president does, and their skirts have to be.
Here's my thoughts, like, to keep the game moving forward, like, you want as many women playing bowls as possible, like, because you want to grow the game. Doesn't matter what gender is playing the game, you want it to be bigger. And if they're lacking in that space of not having, enough women playing the game for it to have to go down to 8. They're not playing anyway, so why wouldn't you?
I just can't help look at the southern states like Victoria and New South Wales that have open pennant, and it seems to work really well. And you look at their club photos where they, people these days, social media. Let's take a selfie and put it on our club. A lot of it's younger women who are there playing, enjoying themselves, and being involved in the club. Whereas,
well, you know what? In saying that too, it's still fresh. It's not like. I wouldn't mind seeing it after 5 or 6 years on a platform and then seeing how good it actually is down there. Like,
true.
But to start with, it's going pretty good. But I would say, like, you're not getting if you want to grow the sport, you're not getting them in anyway. So why wouldn't you, from July 1 to 30th of June 2024 to 2025, why wouldn't you have every single new bowler that hasn't played the game that's a female has free membership for the whole year? Like, you have just a free membership blanket for females just to grow that space, because if a membership at a club is like $150, right, that new female bowler comes in and plays 10 social games at $15, it's covered. They buy a couple of drinks. Yeah, you're getting more than what you didn't have.
$150 does not go to your bowling club. No. Only about $30 or $40.
And that's why I'm saying that, like, that high entities where Bowls Australia, Bowls Queensland need to change it. So if it was just for 1 year, and if they grow the female game in this state by, say, even just 3,000.
Yeah, but they'd lose money.
Hey, but they wouldn't, because
they would. Well,
they're not getting them anyway.
By their books, they would.
But they're not getting them.
That's not how they look.
Because
at it,
in 12 months' time, then they're getting 3,000 people paying that fee that they didn't have beforehand.
Yeah, but you're not. It's not how they see it.
That's what breaks my balls, mate.
Yeah,
that's what breaks my balls.
Well, that's not our. We don't want to talk about that. It's not our.
It's not
our. It's got nothing to do with us. Bowls Queensland and nothing to do with us. So.
I'd actually like to see, like what New South Wales are doing right now with the platinum pennant.
Yeah.
So we're like our Premier League, for instance. So if we're trying to promote the sport, and we're trying to allow our players to make some money, and we're trying to showcase it in all areas, right? So if we had Premier League for Queensland play July, August, September-ish.
Yep.
And the greens and the weather is the best that we've got.
Yeah.
It's the best weather.
Yeah.
And the greens are outstanding.
The best thing they can do is incorporate Premier League with pennant and leave that time of year that Premier League is run back. Bring Super Challenge or something back.
Yeah.
Like
So
another club comp.
So you got New South Wales pennant is April and May.
Yep.
Then you got the Australian Open break.
Yep.
Then you got July, August, September is the Queensland Premier League.
Yep.
And then October through to January is Melbourne.
There we go.
Right?
Yep.
So none of it impacts one another.
Yep.
Every player gets to go up and down the eastern seaboard, and they get to make a little bit extra money and play different events and stuff like that.
Yep.
Every state gets to see the best players playing in the competitions.
And you get the best greens available
And
at the time.
and at the times you get the best greens available.
It's the only issue with the Premier League, really, is that our timing of it is we do not get the best timing for greens. Like,
Yeah, but that's
It's just
but
an
that's not
absolute-
our like.
no, of course not.
Yeah.
But we're
But it's-
talking hypotheticals
Yeah.
here, and if you're including Premier League into the Bowls Queensland pennant competition, just like New South Wales have done in their platinum pennant, and then you have your lower grades, etc. Then that frees up the whole of the start of the year for.
And I mean, absolute no disrespect
No, of course
whatsoever
not.
here.
We're not trying to.
But if you're not in the southeast Queensland at the moment, you cannot win the state number one pennant. If you're not in the Brisbane, Gold
No,
Coast,
agree. I totally agree.
you cannot
Yeah,
win it.
no.
Whereas if you have a platinum style pennant,
yeah.
where your top 10, 12 clubs are out of that area, that gives the country and all those areas in Queensland an opportunity to be a Queensland state number one.
Yeah. And
winner.
you should be able to win.
And it's just a win-win. It encourages all the countries to play,
Exactly
like
right.
the country areas to play Division 1
Yeah.
because they can actually win it, they can travel and they can win a state
And
state
whether it's
number one.
Division 1 or Division 8, you should be able to win a state pennant flag if you win your local
Well,
pennant.
yeah, that's right. That's the
Right.
that's the beauty of New South Wales.
And
You
that's
win
where we're
one,
behind.
you win
it.
Division 1 to Division 7.
Exactly right.
You get to go away
Yep.
and play for a state
And
pennant
they
title.
say, oh, you got the South East Queensland, which is Division 2 to 5. What happens for
That's gone.
Divisions? Yeah, but a Division 7 player
Mm.
win your local pennant. Well done. That's it. Your journey ends
Yeah.
here. Like
I
you
know
can't
it's a-
go
I
on.
know
What
it's
are
a-
you playing for?
I know,
Yeah.
but I know it's a big state and there's a lot of space.
I know. I
and-
understand
and
that. And it's not
financially
the
it's
logistics
difficult,
isn't
but-
easy, but
But this is why we introduced the things like
there's no
like this,
administration.
like the
of the game
producer
is
over
easy.
here. This is why you introduce like live streaming and stuff like that. So you're broadening the game and making it bigger for people to view and watch and participate in.
Well, what's the ultimate objective of any bowls administration in the state or the country? To improve the betterment of the game.
That's right.
Like,
Well, it should be.
so if you have to do something that's a little bit harder to do that or achieve that, well, so be it. But like the
Well-
way things are, times have changed. It's 2024. Everything's different now. The way the clubs run is different. The way the game's approached is different, and the people playing the game is different. So if we want to
Yeah.
move with our times, we need to look at, because one of the biggest hindrances on the game is the traditions of the game. Or we've always done it this way, or no, we've done this for 20 years, it's worked, this is how we do it. Like, it's just not how it works anymore. We need
It's not. It really isn't.
no,
Everyone in a position of control within the game needs to realise that the money involved in the sport isn't coming from their back pocket.
No. Your bowlers,
and it's actually to be distributed evenly throughout
Yeah.
the sport, and allow the game to grow and make it even better than what it
Yeah.
already is. Because there's so many people. Like, I wish I had $1 for every time someone come up to me and goes, "Oh, geez, I wish I'd have started this game when I was younger."
oh, how often?
You know, how often do you hear that?
My God, yeah.
And we need to promote the sport that way. We need to make it more accessible.
yeah.
We need to look out for all bowlers, not just the top elite players. All divisions, like I say about the division in New South
You'd
Wales.
see it yourself, like comments on Facebook, oh, where's the grassroots bowlers and BPL comments and all that sort of stuff. And that's, you understand sort of to an extent where that comes from, but
And that frustrate. It's
Yeah.
just as frustrating for
because
us.
I know what you're like with grassroots bowlers, and you're very good, and you'll take your time for a Division 9th player or
Yeah.
a Jared Davis. And
But it's just as
That's
frustrating for someone like me to hear those comments because I started as a grassroots
we all care
player.
about the game.
We all started as
very
grassroots
passionate
players.
about this
We're all
game.
kids. We all started young, and we've worked our way to this position. And it'd be great to see our money invested
Yeah.
better than what it is right now. Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with trying things, right? Like
Definitely
that's-
not.
You should.
You'd rather try and fail than
Well, the
sit on
game's not
your
going to
hands.
die if you try something and it fails.
No.
Like it's just not going to happen. The participation's too high, and is there enough done? No, I don't think there is. Like even with grassroots and even I'm not even just saying grassroots. Like also there is like nowadays there's more and more over 50s and that lifestyle villages getting around than ever before.
Yeah.
Like it used to be just retirement villages. Now there's over 50s lifestyle villages, right?
Yeah.
And like those industries just aren't tapped enough to blow the game wide open.
But they're putting in greens.
Yeah.
And they've got their own bars.
Yeah.
And they've got their own membership.
They do.
And all that sort of stuff, you know.
But there's nothing wrong with
that 25 to 55 bracket where they stop playing footy or
that's
golf's
true.
getting too much, like something different to get, and that's the disposable income with time on their hands. And
but there's nothing wrong with those like lifestyle villages over 50s with those
you can be
greens. But
4 years
but
old
why
or
can't
104 years
why
old.
can't they just
you're
register
welcome to the
and
game,
then they play a pennant season? Like they play a Division 6 side. Like they have their own thing going, or they have that lifestyle thing.
But the problem is though that they have they probably don't pay
rings.
membership.
Yeah. No.
But then as soon as they attach themselves to us and want to play
capitation
that,
fees
then
coming
they've
on.
got to pay all the fees. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You got some comments coming through there anyway.
I do. I got heaps.
What's everyone throwing in? Maybe we probably stir the pot here a little bit.
We've opened up a can.
That's what happens, mate. That's what happens.
Sorry,
That's what
Wizard.
happens. That's what happens. I tell you, Lucky's the goat taking over my segment like that. I fucking,
language.
Swear jar.
Swear jar.
Come on, Latrell.
Swear jar.
All right. Well, the amazing Jana's been commenting as she always does. As soon as I
feeling better, bub.
As soon as I mention the female, she loves it. She says, "Stop talking sense, Doge. We can't play because you blokes are too busy playing. Who looks after the kids?" Well, that's up
grandparents.
To those beautiful big kids play areas that they should, like gyms.
Musgrave Villa are about to spend $60,000 on their kids club.
Yeah,
it's because they got Ryan Bester and myself starting there. So we've got 1,000 kids between us. So
just get you just get a couple of like gyms. You have those little. Blue carders that look after kids.
You wouldn't believe how expensive kids like a slide and a little climbing area.
But thank you, Jana. Always love chatting. We've had a couple of sneaky little chats the last couple of weeks too, me and Jan, like just QPS stuff.
Really? Something I should be aware of?
Jano, cheers.
I
love chatting to Jan. Cheers for the love, lads. Can't wait for June to catch up with you all and have a game with me legend mate Duggo and defend the bull riding title. Good luck to the finalists this weekend. Bulls in the Premier Grade and Tweed in the Reggies, is what Jado says. Told you he's always watching. Cheryl says, how many women played in the Victorian team that Aaron has just won in the 4 teams?
None.
Zero.
But the options there, they're good enough to be
there
selected.
There's probably 3 or 4 in our second division side that won and got promoted into the next tier in the independent divisions in Victoria. So
every side's different, and some would have had some wouldn't. It's not about that. The fact that the opportunity is there for them, if they're good enough and they earn their spot, which is basically what it should be based on. It's not about the fact that your genitalia are. It's the effort you put in and.
It's exactly right.
And how do you do that? By going open?
Yes, because the only way that they're gonna.
I love firing.
I'm gonna say, you've done it. The only way that they're going to improve, and I don't mean to say that they have to improve because they're not good enough, but the way they're going to improve is by playing more in those sorts of events. Like if you open it now, in 5 or 10 years' time, you might find it's a lot more dominated by women. You might find rather than lucky to have one, you have 5 or 6. Like who knows? But if you don't open it up to them, I guarantee you that won't happen, and that won't improve, and they'll stay exactly the way they are, and it'll eventually die off because. The way that the game's run for a lot of the lady clubs in Australia or Queensland, I'll say for the examples I've used, is it's very hard for them to get a competitive game of bowls. Like a 14-year-old boy can represent their club in a competitive game of pennant where a 14-year-old girl can't. Yeah. I've got 2 daughters that are 2 and 1, 3 daughters, one's 8. Like, how do you... All right, you're in school, you want to play competitive lawn bowls like that, but sorry, you're in school, you can't because you can't play on a weekend.
Yeah.
So if anyone had enough money and enough guts to go, actually, there is a case of discrimination there if you really want to push it. If you had enough money behind you and enough time to back it, you could probably go for it because, the opportunity's there for, like I said, a 14-year-old boy to be able to play competitively on a weekend, but not a girl.
Well, Victoria's all open. So
yeah, exactly.
They got midweek pennant, they got weekend pennant.
Yep.
And men and women can play both. It doesn't matter. So
Yep.
Bowls Australia can get the ball rolling by having an all-female BPL side.
They could, but yeah, well, there's a lot of mixed. Like again, I'll refer to my partner Janice. Like a lot of mixed feelings on the BPL and how you have to have one mandatory female on the side. Like, is that good or bad? That's a whole nother break my bowls session, I think. Like, is it good that they have the spot as a token, or should they earn the spot like everybody else? Like, and that's where the differential in the game is they shouldn't have to have the spot because of their.
I don't disagree with like having women playing like in the BPL. Like, I think they should have their own team. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, how it's currently run, yes, I believe that it is a token.
Well,
and the reason why
you have an all-female team, do you have an all-male team?
You have a whole female competition.
Well, you have an open competition. Like,
no, you just have a female competition.
Because at the moment...
You said an all-female team, but if you have an all-female team, it'll be the only team in the competition that's one gender. Because the other teams have to have 2 males and 1 female.
No, well, I'm saying, no. Well, you don't have to do that. That's what I'm saying, because...
Well, that's exactly what you said.
No, I'm saying that you can have an all-female team, but if it was an all-female team, it should be open, like, all-male team as well. Like, or an open.
And that's what I mean about the sport. Like, it's not a sport where you're...
But you should have an inclusion... Well, that's what I'm saying, because at the moment, when you're playing BPL, right, you have a female playing...
You have to have 1 female and 2 open spots.
It makes it look worse like a token, because when they do play... Clubs are only putting them on for like the 3 rinks, like the 3 ends that they have to play, and then taking them off.
Yeah.
Like, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 this season. That maybe...
but that's so with that sort of theory though, we may as well just do away with any gender.
Well, that's what.
And the Australian Open becomes an open event,
that's what
so men and women can play, and you all enter.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
That's a World Bowls thing, though, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that come down to that?
No, it's Australian Open's run by
Australian
Bowls
Open.
Australia.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
and that's
why have a women's and a men's competition? You may as well just have the Australian Open. Anyone enters it, and away you go.
Yep.
First prize 50, 60 grand instead of splitting it up between the two of you, and off you go. You got 1,400 entries instead of 1,000 in the men and 400 in the women, and away you go.
It's an interesting theory whether you get the same amount of entries or not, but I think for like state titles and actual titles you can win as an individual, it's a little bit different to representation if you're being selected.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't think it's bad having your own individual titles in terms of like state women's singles, state men's singles, and blah blah blah. But when it comes to representation, I think then you should be picked basically purely on merit. Which I could be wrong. I've said lots of stupid shit in the past.
Anyway, I'll just keep going through these questions. Good evening, Leroy. That's all I'm saying about your question. Nolsey, is Ladies Division 1-2 rink pennant public? Is it happening this year? I'll probably say it's now the rumour mill, but yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, I've heard rumours that it is. That's happening.
Division 2 and below.
Boys, a question. As you've discussed, the growth area in Bowls Queensland memberships have been in the 50 to 60 age group, yet club development programs are generally aimed at junior players. As someone who came back to bowls late after playing other sports, I have found if you start bowls in your middle age, you are typically on your own. Have you seen any best practice by clubs out there for more senior players?
A couple of Muzzy, coach everyone.
Yeah, see, I'm an advocate for... Well, put it this way, I started when I was 10. The only reason I started was because my dad played. So, generally speaking, the only reason young people get involved in the sport is because their parents, their grandparents, or anyone else plays.
Yeah.
So I do believe that we are targeting the wrong areas. We should be targeting the retirement from cricket, soccer, football, 35 to 50 age group, because they come with kids that are 10 to 15, and that's where you get them involved in our sport, and that's how. And
how do you go about that? Like going out to masters events like that are in those codes and saying, "Hey, you ever tried this?" Like everyone in the world's played barefoot now.
Majority of clubs that have gaming and poker machines and things like that, they probably have a liability to sponsor club community sports and things like that.
Yeah.
So when you sponsor these community clubs, when you engage in an agreement, the first thing that I would do would be to say, okay, well, you guys need to have a family day at our club and we will sponsor you.
Yeah.
So you do a barefoot bowls day, you get the you get all those guys down, you get them involved in your club, you introduce them to bowls, right? So then when they start to retire, they're like, oh, geez, I had a good time down at the bowls club and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, mate.
Let's go back down there.
That's
you
the
know,
big thing,
instead of going
introduction to the
and
game.
playing golf or something like that, they go, oh, no, come on, let's go down the bowler.
I started
You know,
from
and do
barefoot
it that
bowls.
way.
That's how I got into the game, was barefoot. But I am a rarity. When you talk about, like, say, Hamilton, for instance, we might get 2,500 people that play barefoot bowls over Christmas, like from November to sort of December, with Christmas parties and all that sort of stuff, right? But how many actually go on and play the game? I would say 1%, if that. And why is that? Like, because it's a novelty, but like if you target those sports areas that are on the masters or the back end of their thingos and say, hey, like, you still want to be competitive, like, you've played barefoot because everyone's played it now. Like, you can start promoting it there. And barefoot's been great for the game, but we're not using it as a promotional tool we should. So, like, you get to those players and you say, hey, like, you still want to be competitive. Like, you love playing this game. Like, why don't you try it at a competitive level and see how good you are? You know, like, come across. Like, if you've got good hand-eye coordination, you think you're good at golf. Well, you're good at bowls, so come and have a crack.
But I just think that a lot of clubs in the sport, and probably more so in New South Wales than anywhere else because of the gaming and all that sort of stuff, they give the money out to the clubs without any real return. So as an investment to our sport, when they do donate, which is fantastic, to all these sporting organisations, I just believe that in those contracts they should have some sort of return. You guys have a family day, you come to our club. Even if you charge them $5 a junior and $10 a senior, and you give all the green fees back to the club again as another donation, you're actually getting him into your club, you get him into the sport, you're introducing him to the sport. I just think it's a win-win.
Yeah, like, I agree. There's things that can be, like I said, like what we're talking about this whole segment is like there's things that can be done better in this game to make it. Obviously, we're all three advocates for the game, and we love the game.
We all have the same interest at heart. That's the improvement of the game, and we're not trying to bag anyone. We're not trying to say anyone's wrong, because anyone that gets in there and has a crack and does their best, well, power to them. Like, we encourage them, but you know, we have opinions. We like to share those opinions, and we're lucky enough to have a platform to do so. But
those opinions are only for the benefit of the sport. They're not to
never a personal
attack. To be stupid or silly or anything. It's just to grow our sport.
See, and that's where I think like the entities. That's where I think like the entities need to sort of have that conversation with, like, you know, like yourself, Omar, and like people that are at that level of bowls where you should call them in every 6 months and have, like, put on a luncheon for them and have that discussion and say, hey, like, what do you guys think? And get that forum from those sort of players, because at the moment, not saying that anything's bad, but like the only people that sort of go onto like the Bowls Queensland or those organisations are people that, you know, are still from that, you know,
they've got the time to do it.
They've got the time to do it, and they're not working full time, and they're sort of still stuck in those older sort of ways, and they are struggling for the change. Like, I think those people need to say. I think those entities need to sit down with like those elite players every 6 months and just put on a luncheon or a dinner or something like that, and say, hey, let's spend half a day and just hit them with hard questions and see what the players have to say, and then go away and go, well, this is the feedback we've got. Like, how can we make the game better from what these guys are telling us or these girls are telling us? And, you know, make a couple of things happen and see how it goes. Like, you know, we can sit here and talk about it all night.
We all want the same thing. So,
Anyway, Cheryl Hutchison, arm bowlers nationals are open gender. That's true. Braden Lee says, Omar, where did you get your haircut? Same barber as Blessed, looking fresh. Our number one fan, of course, Josh Beattie.
He's been active over here too. We've also had Max Reeves pipe in with a different opinion. Like, obviously, it's always good to hear different opinions, but he says we have enough mixed comps. Pennants needs to be men and women comps. Some of us play bowls and peace and quiet. So
but that's all well and good. But I reckon
that's a good comment to throw on social media these days. You ask him to be roasted.
Say, just to answer that, Max, I would agree with that as long as the women can play on the weekend as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not always about being mixed, but just have the same opportunities for everyone. Like
that's right.
Bet you he didn't get his shirt ironed in a sandwich.
No. And Jonah makes a nice sandwich too. I don't. I mean,
so going back to Josh, he said his tip for the week is Broadbeach on 3 rinks, and He said, "Can we see Roller's wrong bias, Bakes?"
Well, we might dig through the archives. You'd producer Robbie, depending on that. But we need to wrap up soon because I'm.
Yeah, Glenn says Bowles is great.
We're getting close.
Yeah. Well, we'll go to what we'll do is we'll go to the Grotus moment, and then we'll have our final chat, and we'll be able to bail. So Groat's final moment for this season, the Grotus moment.
Okay, I'll apologise on Groat's behalf at the moment. He did have the camera on the wrong. What's the word?
He stuffed up.
Yeah, he's stuffed up.
He's got portrait instead of landscape. But anyway, we'll go with it.
Yeah, he's only got one job to do every week.
Yeah,
mate.
one job.
Yeah.
Come on, Grody.
Bloody Groat.
Well, everybody, greatest reach of all time, and here we are at Burleigh, and that's a wrap for the season, people, for the Hamilton Power. Winners are grinners. We're not winning, but we'll have a bit of a grin anyway. Was it absolutely wonderful, worth the trip all the way from California, eh? Excellent, good to have you here, my friend. One of the greatest men in bowls. How was your time, mate? Bloody gun lead. Everybody, I heard on the live stream last week, one of the most accomplished leads in the business. I think they got that wrong. They should have just said one of the most accomplished bowlers in the business. Can play any position. Anyway, we'll move down the line. We'll go down where the winners are grinners. Hey, Louie boy, how are you, buddy? You doing good? Cheers. Thanks for the year, pal. Thank you. Love it. On to the Burleigh boys. The Burleigh boys get to play another day. Well done, men. The Groot. Yeah. How are you, champion? Thank you for that. One of the best fingers in the business, this bloke.
We've known each other for a long time.
We have, mate. You know me before I was the Groot.
When you were an undertaker.
Yes. Yep.
Someone slapped them and someone stabbed them and he slapped them.
That's me.
It was an undertaker.
Yeah, mate, in the old life, mate.
Whenever he comes out with a if he comes out with a tape measure,
yeah,
I can go away real quick.
Yeah, you worry if you won't. But you're only a young fella, mate. You got nothing to worry about. Tell me, how many years have you been?
Up when he's talking.
Hey, calm down. I want to know how many decades have you been playing bowls for? Because you've been there for ever.
Only 5.
Only 5 decades. Yeah. And how many of those were you playing at a state level?
Same sort. I was in and out a lot.
Yeah. Well, no, we're talking bowls, mate.
He pisses selectors off.
For those who don't know, mate, one of the best bloody bowlers in New South Wales for a hell of a long time. You were playing Premier League in New South Wales way back in the early 2000s, yeah?
Well, we actually started at Belrose in '99 was the first year, I think.
Yeah, and mate, done some things, haven't you?
Done a few things, yeah.
Anyway, mate.
Too.
So what do you think of Burleigh, mate? You found a new home here. You're pretty happy here?
Yeah, look, it is, except, you get the odd idiot.
This one over the back here?
Yeah, that one there, yeah.
That guy, we used to call him Scotty F. and Franklin. And
that's the one.
I don't think it's changed much, yeah.
No.
All right, mate.
He's a troublemaker.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Cheers, dude.
See you on the footy show or the bowl show.
Whatever.
Thanks, Groat.
Feeling you, Grody.
Well done, mate.
Yeah, got him. Yeah. Busted him.
Got me.
Look at all the comments on Facebook. How can you say that?
Brett Fuller, Grange and Bowling Club bowlers having fun. That's good. I enjoy that. I enjoy hearing those comments about other clubs. Colin Blaine says, "Thanks, boys. You have given me some very good ideas for bowls in Toowoomba." All right. We'll wrap it up, mate. We're going to have a huge weekend of finals this weekend at Club Musgrave. Make sure you get down and enjoy the atmosphere and get as many people down there as you can. If you're not doing anything on the weekend, come down and watch some of the best bowls.
Yeah. If you can't get there, at very least tune in.
And also watch it on the live stream. But if you can get down, most of the players on that weekend will be, available to go and have a chat to. They're always open to chats, obviously when they're not playing. But in and around, have a chat to them, say g'day. Bakesy boy and I will be there, and
we'll be
come up and say
roaming.
g'day.
We'll have
We'll
microphones. We'll be
all
roaming
weekend.
around, trying to stir people up. Maybe start a few arguments before they play.
Yeah, probably start a
You
few.
wouldn't believe
on,
what Dale McWhinney was saying about you, mate. Whew, Jesus.
Could have been Dean, but he left.
Probably starting a few things between Bakes and I on the commentary.
Yeah,
So,
making friends as always, mate. How to make friends and influence people by Sean Baker. And
always love calling the game with you,
John
mate. It
Hill.
should be fun. It's going to be a good, great weekend up at Muzzy, so get up there.
Fingers crossed for the weather.
Cheap drinks and great atmosphere. It's going to be a big, big weekend, so get down there. Obviously, our sponsors, Lawn Bowls to You, Club Musgrave, who are the host of the finals, and our show sponsor, Smith & Co Realty, and here at Paradise Point, the Mighty Dolphins. It's been a pleasure having the GOAT Omar on the show tonight, so mate, thanks for coming down and spending some time with us.
Not a problem at all.
Good luck to your Bulls on the weekend. And Bakesy boy, I'll see you on Saturday, mate. Thanks for the show. Say hi to your mum for me.
Tonight. Very enjoyable. Say hi to your
Cheers,
mum
guys.
for me.
Ta.
Come on, my mum's busy.